Have you ever thought about how we spend the whole day trying to win the trust of others? But what about winning trust in ourselves? Because we constantly break so many of the small, quiet promises we make to ourselves throughout the busy day. For example, consider a very common one. We go to sleep at night thinking to ourselves, I'm definitely going to wake up early tomorrow morning. I honestly think 90, maybe even 95% of people have broken this specific promise to themselves at some point. And when this happens repeatedly in our daily lives, when we consistently break the promises we make to ourselves, we don't even realize that we are slowly programming our brain, our own mind, in a way that our self-confidence starts to drop. So when you make a promise to yourself and then break it, just stop and think about the real effect. What am I actually doing to myself? Today, we'll talk about how those small promises, those little vows we make to ourselves, can help revive our inner belief and strength. How can they bring it back to life? Our self-confidence gets destroyed. We set big goals for ourselves, and sometimes they don't get fulfilled. And then we start considering ourselves failures. This lack of self-trust that develops in us, this weakness, it starts breaking us from the inside out, and we don't even realize it. Self-trust only grows in our minds. It only comes to life when our mind knows that whatever I am saying, I will fulfill it. So it's not about whether someone is judging us or not from the outside, but from the inside, your mind is judging you, asking, are you even doing what you are saying? So how do we rebuild this self-trust? We're going to talk about some very simple promises we can make to ourselves. We need to talk about actions. As I've mentioned in previous videos, you already have plenty of knowledge. Now we need to take action. The small promises we make to ourselves need to be made in a way that helps us win back our own trust. For example, just drinking a glass of water when you wake up, sitting in silence for just 5 minutes, or helping someone once a day. So when we start making these small promises and keeping them, that lost self-trust, which we lost because we broke the promises we made to ourselves, will start to rebuild. After that, we'll talk about discipline. Discipline isn't a punishment. Discipline is the highest form of self-love, of loving yourself. If you really love yourself, then only you will practice discipline in your life. As you slowly start to stand by your promises, your inner strength grows, and you start becoming stronger from within. Try doing these small things. They aren't just nice-sounding words. They are very powerful. These things, they sound small because we have never valued them. When we live up to the promises we make to ourselves, our inner self-strength starts to become even stronger. Our soul slowly begins to realize that there is power in these words. Today, make a small promise to yourself, something very simple and easy, and make sure to fulfill it for the next 7 days, no matter what happens, and you will see how much change comes within you. Slowly, your self-confidence, self-trust, and inner strength will start to grow so much. You will see how people start taking you seriously. So you need to start with yourself first, before anyone. If someone preaches to you, why don't you trust those people? Because we always say, you do what you tell me. So you really need to take the time to build up your self-confidence. Remember, you are your own greatest strength, and you have to build that trust within yourself. How will that actually happen? It starts with you. When you truly commit to not breaking the promises you've made to yourself, something shifts. When you consistently keep those small, vital promises, your inner strength will become significantly stronger, and your self-trust will start to grow deeper every single day. Believe me, that transformation will show on the outside too. That positive energy will naturally radiate out from you. Friends, I would love for you to tell me in the comments below what kind of small, meaningful promise you have made to yourself that you are committed to fulfilling over the next 7 days. I will be waiting eagerly for your responses. Let's all come together and really focus on changing ourselves for the better. We've heard some great things today, but now it is finally time to take real action. Sat Shri Akal.